I am at my most vulnerable point that I have ever been in my entire life. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Your girl got scammed. This is the second time this year, by the way, but this one felt excruciatingly more humiliating. I mean, there's tons of scams out there, right? It wasn't some ransomware scam. It wasn't some IRS tax return scam. It was the good old-fashioned Nigerian prince scam. Or, as it's known now as the Discord sugar daddy scam. So this dude, he messages me on Discord, right? And he's like, I'm looking for a girl to just take care of. I'll just send her money weekly. No sex. I'm not really looking for that kind of thing. I'm not looking for a relationship either. We just be like, you know, oomfies. And I'm like, no sex? No relationship? Just friendship? Like, that's all you want from me? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, oh my god, that sounds amazing. It almost sounds too good to be fucking true. And then he was like, you know what, roommate? You've been such a good girl. You've been such a sweet, sweet, sweet girl. Instead of giving you a check for $200, I'm actually going to cut you a check for $700. And you can donate 500 of it to charity. And I'm like, that sounds a little weird, I'm not gonna lie, like donating through charity through someone else. So he cuts me this check for $700 and he's like, okay, it's actually gonna go through somebody else, not me, and he will contact you very shortly. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm waiting and this number from New York messages me and it's like, is this Roomie? And I'm like, oh yeah, it is. And then they're like, okay, try this check. And I'm so mad that I did not think that this wasn't a fake check. I looked at this check now and I'm just like, this is so fucking fake. I tried to cash it and it bounced. My electronic little Chase app was like, no, sorry, can't check. We could not cash this check. Something's wrong with it. So I write them back and I'm like, hey, this check isn't working, so you're probably gonna need to send another check. And so then they're like, okay, we will, stand by. I don't know why I didn't look at this and just think, something's wrong here. But when they cut me the second check, all of the information is different than in the first check. Like, it's a new name, a new address, new state, new phone, who this? I'm like, that's a little weird. All right, so we go through the second check, right? And that check actually miraculously goes through. It's kind of crazy how that worked. So then I was like, okay, it must be a real check then because it went through, right? Well. So the check says that the money is gonna be in my account at like midnight, right? So he's like, Mr. Discord Daddy, he's like, okay, let me know when that check is gonna be in your, let me know when that check's gonna clear. I was like, okay, it's gonna clear like, I think midnight tonight, so I'll just message you or whatever in the morning. And then I wake up to my phone blowing up. I'm ridiculously tired. It is like still like 11 p.m. at night. And he's just messaging me saying, okay, it's time for you to send the money. I'm like, send what money? The charity money. I was like, the charity money? I mean, no charity is like awake right now. It's like midnight. There's no charities awake right now. It doesn't matter. And he's like, no, you have to send the money now. And this didn't even come from the sugar daddy on Discord. This came from the dude that cut the check, the $700 check. And then it came out from Mr. New York. I didn't even get to pick the charity. He was like, okay, you're gonna send the money here. And I was like, do I not get to pick the charity? Because like my Discord daddy said that I got to pick the charity and this isn't a charity that I picked. And I don't even know what kind of charity like wants you to donate through PayPal or Cash App. It just like something's just not adding up here. Like what kind of charity is this? I'm just telling them I'm just gonna send the money in the morning and I'll see you guys like later. All right, it's first thing in the morning, rise and shine. They're telling me to send the money. I'm like, okay, who am I sending the money to? They give me the Cash App person. I'm like, okay, her name is Zoe. So he's like, send the money this way. You're first gonna send $100. You're gonna say that it's a donation, and then you're gonna send another $400, and it's also gonna say for donation after that. This doesn't seem right. This seems a little weird, but yeah, like, yeah, sure, I'll just go ahead and do it. So I send the $100, and I'm just like, this actually might be money laundering, but I don't want to Google it because, I mean, there's been countless times when people have been arrested and then they go and they look at their internet search history and the things that they're being arrested for, they went and they Googled. And I just could not at this point. I could not. And like, after I sent the money, I don't know, it started to hit me. It started to hit me that like something's definitely wrong. I can't tell what's wrong, but something is definitely wrong. And I'm just like sitting here like, did I mess up? Could this legally be traced back to me? Is there something wrong with me as a person? So my conscience is starting to nail on me. It's like, maybe I should talk to somebody. Maybe I should talk to a lawyer. Maybe I should talk to my mom. Maybe I should call my friends. So I was like, you know what? It's time to talk to the girls. So I call up the besties, right? And I'm like, okay, girlies, let me tell you what happened. So I give them a quick rundown and they're just all like, you just got scammed. I said, no way. No, it was totally legit. Like, I feel like if it was a scam, the check wouldn't go through. And they're just like, Roomie? And I was like, yeah. And then like, that check was fake. I was like, if the check was fake, why did my bank give me the money? And they're like, the bank gave you the money because they trust you, because you've been with that bank for a long time. So they're going to give you that money already preemptively, then they're gonna go and get the money from the fake check. So when the check bounces, it's gonna pull the money from your account. And I was like, oh, I may have fucked up. My girlies are yelling at me, have you never heard of the Nigerian prince scam? And I'm just like, I mean, I've heard of it, but I never knew what it was. Like, I never knew the exact scam process. I only knew it by name. All right, so I call Discord Daddy back, right? And I'm confronting him. I'm telling him, listen, I got told by my friends that you're scamming me. I know that this is a scam. I'm not gonna fall for this. I already fell for this. But I'm not gonna fall for this. He doesn't know that I fell for this, even though he knows that I sent the money. But I'm just like, I'm not gonna fall for this. I'm done talking to you. It's over. Do not communicate with me anymore. I'm blocking you on like everything. And I just blocked him. Hi, Roomie here. It actually slipped my mind that I completely forgot to mention that after blocking him, I actually did unblock him to talk to him more. So I unblock him to talk to him to confront him about the whole, you know, scamming me kind of thing. And then he was just like, no, you know what? It's not a scam. I'll prove that it's not a scam. And how I'm going to prove it is I'm going to give you another $700. I said, another $700? No way! So obviously I'm in VC with my friends when he said he's gonna give me another $700, and my friends are like, don't do it, Roomy, block him, it's a scam. And I'm just like, I don't know. He said he'd give me another $700. Like, you know, that doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like, money doesn't just grow on trees. You know, I kind of want another $700. I think that I would benefit from this, you know? So I'm messaging him, right? And I'm like, okay, my friends really say that this is a scam. Like, this is a real scam. Like, for real. And he's like, no, it's not a scam. If you want, I can call you right now and I will assure you over the phone that it's not a scam. Like, what is calling me on the phone gonna do? But anyways, so he calls, all right? It's very clear to me as soon as I hear his voice that his voice did not match up with the pictures that he showed me of himself on Discord. Like, I mean, the dude that he showed me was this scrawny little guy. I don't know, I heard his voice and I was like, you sound like you go to the gym. You sound like you work out. You sound like you kill people for a living. Okay, so you really are a scammer then. And he's like, no, I called you to assure you that I'm not a scammer, Roomie. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't really believe you, but we can go with that. Let's see how this goes. I guess he's like actually married in real life because I heard some like other woman on the phone and just abruptly the call just ends. And my friends and I are just sitting in BC like, did that just happen? Worst comes to show, this is money laundering. Best case scenario, this is a scam. And do you know what we have to do in this case? And all the girlies looked around and we said, call our parents. We make the unfortunate decision to call Mother Roomie. And I say, Mom, She said, yes, sweetie. What did you do? So I told my mom, I said, Mom, I like gave my money away. I gave like $500 away to this dude. My mom said, if you do not get off this phone and call the fucking police right now. I said, Mom, I don't know, what if they kill me? She's like, how are they gonna kill you, Roomie? They have my real legal name, like my real first and last name. She said, everybody on Facebook has your real first and last name. What are they gonna do? They don't know what state you live in. No, I didn't talk about that either. They probably haven't even looked you up on LinkedIn. You better tell this grown-ass man right now that you ain't giving him any more of your fucking money, and he better grow the fuck up and basically leave you alone, or you're going to the FBI. I said, oh, we're going to the FBI? She said, yes, we're going to the FBI. So I said, okay. So I texted him. I said, my mom said, I can't give you any more money because I am the charity. She said it just like that. And if you don't leave me alone, we're gonna go to the FBI. And oh my god, he was not phased. Dude, my man said, you think you can threaten me, Roomie? I said, oh, I thought I could. I thought I could. Can I not? Is the FBI not a threat to you? He said, you think you're gonna threaten me, little girl? I'm pretty sizable. I'm like 5'5". I can take people on in a fight. I've definitely gotten into like a fight before in my life. I don't know, when he's hit me with the you think you can threaten me, I was like, oh, I mean, I thought I could. Can I not? Am I not allowed to? Like, is there rules to this? Are we not supposed to intimidate the scammers? He might, like, I mean, he sounded like he killed people for a living, but that might not just be an intimidation tactic. He might actually be about killing people for a living. And then he hits me with the, hey, yo, if you don't send me the rest of this money, you punk ass bitch. I was like, oh, ah! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if I don't say the rest of this money? You gonna come and get me? And then he started threatening me. Then he started calling me. I said, ah! No way. No, he's not calling me on my phone. There's no way. Then he's like, he's texting me. He's like, pick up this phone, Roomie. Pick up this phone. I need to talk to you right now. I know you're not doing anything right now, Roomie. I was staring at the phone. I blocked his number. But I'm still getting calls and text messages from my Apple devices. But this time he called me from a real phone number. So I got the phone number and I said, hey, girlies, can you run this number real quick? And all of my friends are like, okay, give us the number. So I give them the number and then they're like, Roomie, this number. They said this number is from Nigeria. I said, like the scam? And they just turned back to me and said, yeah, girl, like the scam. Oh, no! Okay, so basically I am down $500. However, he needs to ensure that he gets the full on $200. So he's going to do everything that he can to get the last $200 out of me. And at this point, I'm just like, I might as well just give him the last $200 so that he can, meet his quota and fill the rest of his day. But I'm determined to actually come out on top. I know they're not gonna get this last $200 out of me, right? And he's like, if you give me the last $200, I won't do anything to you. So then I was like, wait, that sounds like a really good deal. Hold up, let me talk to my mom about this. So then the girlies are like, girl, you cannot be that stupid. So I asked my mom, do I give him the last $200? And she's like, no, don't give his ass the last $200. If you do that, I'm flying up there and I'm whooping your ass. Oh God, and then I had to deal with the Chase bank caller, the operator dude. Ah, Jesus. He was like, how are you doing today, this evening, ma'am? And I was like, oh, honey, they do not pay you enough. They do not pay you enough to hear about how terrible my week was. Bro, you need to be careful because I will trauma dump on you, and I don't think that you have a psychiatrist paycheck. Like I'm saving you. I'm saving you from me. And he's like, no, I really want to hear about your week. Please tell me, how has your week been? I said, I know that we're being monitored and this is going to be a recorded line, but I'm just gonna tell you, like, listen, there's nothing that you can do that's gonna make me tell you how my week is going. Like, I don't even need you to know about it. It's been so bad. I feel like me telling you about my week is gonna have to make you get therapy. And he was just like, oh, I mean, maybe you could just tell me a little bit of what happened. I was just like, bro, save it. Listen. At the end of the call, I'm going to tell them that you did an amazing job. You did everything that you were supposed to do. Ma'am, we haven't even gotten to your problem yet. I'm just going to tell them that you've already done your job. You've done more. I'm going to tell them to give you a raise because that's what you deserve. You're going above and beyond, genuinely. Okay, ma'am, can you please tell me what happened? So I told him about how I got like scammed, right? And he was trying to make me not feel stupid. And he was like, listen, this happens all the time. Scammers, sometimes they win, but like, I just need you to know that it's not your fault. And I was like, no, it's definitely my fault. It's not your fault, ma'am. No, it's definitely my fault. I gave them the money. Willingly. It's my fault. But yeah, he basically froze all my accounts for me, and now we're down $500 that we're never going to be recovering. Oh yeah, and just when I thought that I stopped suffering, I had to go in to Chase Bank to replace my card, right? And they're like, is it okay if we let the new girl like learn because she needs to learn about scams? I was like, I am not gonna be some girls. Guinea pigs. They were like, she kept the new girl, like, I watched her do this. She kept calling 911 on accident. Did you know? I never knew this before. Did you know that if you call 911 enough times and you hang up, they'll call you back? I did not know that because they definitely called her back. Oh my god. Every single time she pick up the phone, it would be like, boop, boop, boop. Hang up. And then she'd do it again. Boop, boop, boop. Hang up. And then what made it worse was after all of that, the new account is opened. I went home and I waited. I waited for like weeks, and I was checking the mail every day. And if you don't know me, I don't do that. I don't even like leaving my house. I was checking the mail every day for a new card. So finally I called Chase and I said to them, where is my new card? Is it in the mail? And then the operator lady said, we never ordered you a new card. And I said, okay, let me walk you through this. Let me walk you through this line of reasoning. So you decided to close my bank account, open a new checkings account, and then just simply allow for money to be put and deposited into that account without sending me a way to spend the money in that account like it was a savings account. Do you know how this sounds? The only thing that's my biggest regret of this entire thing isn't even losing $500 or having to tell everybody that I lost $500. It's how it fucking ended. Like, he and I were going back and forth arguing. He told me he was gonna come down here and he was gonna get that money from me by any means necessary. And I'm just like, okay, then do it. And he's like, listen, you can be done with this. I don't have to threaten you. I don't have to come down there. I don't have to pull up on you. I don't have to do anything to you. Just give me the last $200 that was agreed upon in our engagement of your full $700. And I said, I can't even do that. And he said, why not? And I said, because my bank account is frozen. Because I just said that I got scammed. And all he said to me was, oh. And that was it. I never heard anything else from him again. He let everything was just done. It was over. It was Jover for him. That man took $700 from me. And all I needed to tell him was that my bank account was frozen. He'd just leave me alone.